Before we start, I just noticed on YouTube it's only playing the vertical on my screen. At least that's what I see.
No, on my version, we're getting the full one. There's two channels. If you clicked on the one with the little rectangle to the side of it, that's your vertical view. The other one is the normal traditional stream. That's where I see everybody in the live chat talking right now.
The live chat's on both. It's synced, but what's interesting is the likes aren't synced.
I don't see the. No, I heard him. I don't see the screen. I see everybody in the chat, and I linked on the only link that was publicly available, and I see vertical.
Yeah, I see two of them, especially if you go straight to Price of Reason Lives page, and on the live tab, you've got Quantum Leap 1 there, and then you have Quantum Leap Revisited with what looks like a little Tetris game right next to it, and then that's the vertical version.
I'm learning this thing as we speak. I'm not 100% sure. It's the first time that I've attempted it. Now I don't know if it's good that I even attempted it, but I was offered the opportunity before I did the stream, and it said, hey, do you want it so that if people have a vertical setup, you'll be vertical, and if they have a non-vertical setup, you'll be regular? And I thought, wow, that sounds great. But now now I'm starting to regret that decision.
And it's stupid because the vertical is us squished in the middle. There's nothing at the, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, we're just seeing Scott Bakula's torso here.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's goofy.
On top of that, any clips that Price plays only echoes for us because we're hearing the audio for both versions. and it doesn't echo for the audience, fortunately.
So I'll do better with this next time if I even attempt it again. I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but I tested it, and I guess
real quick, you're a bunch of rain.
What'd you say?
Okay, I just making sure my noise canceling was working.
No, your noise canceling is fine. So today we're talking about season 5 or Quantum Leap. The series, the original one, Scott Bakula, Dean Stockwell. We have, of course, our distinguished panel of gentlemen. We have Ro, who is the co-founder of the Red 5 Network, which is a network of podcasters. He's a veteran broadcast newsman with experience behind-the-scenes production of that kind of stuff, brings that kind of knowledge with him, has his own podcast also, the Sacrif Podcast, Sacrif Scuttlebutt Podcast. Either or is fine. Also has his own YouTube channel. You can find his streams everywhere, and then in addition to that, we have the Script Doctor, a veteran screenwriter. He has his own Patreon where he teaches screenwriting. He also has his own show called Scripts on Saturdays, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where he and a guest discuss screenplays that have either already been greenlit by studios recently or are being considered by big studios. Really fascinating show. We also have Nick with us. Nick is a minister at his local town. He's also your local locksmith, and he has his own ranch with goats, and he's a consultant to the sheriff and the fire department, and he's an expert in science fiction. How's it going, guys?
It's going
fantastic.
well.
Good job.
Yeah, I was trying to do it quick because we wasted time with the thing, the vertical. My fault. And then I know Tex is already worried. How are we going to finish all of this and talk about all these episodes? So I think we should jump right into it. Let me see if I can share this tier list. Probably if you're on the vertical, this tier list is going to look super weird. But we did a little bit of an experiment. I don't know if I'll regret it later or not, but create, where is it?
And then don't forget.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it embiggened?
That I don't know. Can it be more biggened?
As it can be, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a video. I don't know if I can embiggen it more than it is.
It's smaller than last week.
It's because we're on a split screen on our end.
Oh God, yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh,
I did it.
That's a lot better. Yeah.
You didn't think it was possible, Ro, but I did it.
I know it was. I knew you could do it.
Okay, so now we're back, and I think that people have figured out whatever the layout was, so we're good with that as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I put all these things in there. Do you have the list of the episodes?
Yeah, so season 5, episode 1 is the infamous or famous, whichever you decide, Lee Harvey Oswald, part 1. Unless you want to do both of them, both parts as one.
I think we should.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with doing both parts. It's not like one was great and the other one was bad. It's pretty much
it's pretty much a D across the board on that.
Yeah.
So
I had such high expectations because I'm a kind of a JFK nut, and I love hearing all the conspiracies and all that stuff, and it just wasn't good.
And these two, there's nothing that distinguishes one from the other. It feels like if you didn't have it separated in 2 episodes, that it's just one long episode. But it's all the stuff that we talked about, the motivation for it, everything was just kind of weird and off. And I really don't like seeing Sam be evil.
Yeah.
In the, the whole like, oh, it's taking control of my body. I'm not in control of my actions. And when he would turn, now Scott Bakula does a great job at acting it, but I don't like seeing our hero like that.
But don't let us influence your vote, people.
Right. Sorry, Tex. Well, the poll has been there for a while, so they could have voted. This one, I'll give it another minute, but it's looking heavily towards the D area.
Mm-hmm.
There's basically most of the people are D. There's maybe a few people that voted C that were more generous, and one person voted an A.
Although who's real generous.
The tall video format, there is no place to vote.
Oh, sorry about that.
We're learning.
I apologize.
If vertical is bad. It reduces your ability to interact with us here on the show.
I am sorry about that. I just I did the best I could.
No, it's not your fault, man. It's just we just have to convince the people that are into verticals that they're missing out from full screen. Full wide.
I don't even think anybody stayed in the vertical. I think they all went back to went to the regular one. It started off.
I am in the regular widescreen version. I am no longer in the other vertical piece of crap.
I was just checking out the vertical so I'd know what it is, but the chat is synced, so it's funny that the poll only shows up in one.
That is strange. But we did it, and the results came out that it's 79% thought it was a D, 14% thought it was a C. Ro, what would you give it?
A D, if not lower.
Script?
Oh, a D. Yeah.
Nick?
This is a skippable episode.
F. If there was an F, it goes an F.
I understand. But we didn't have that option, but we'll give it a D.
So the Quantum Leap revisited vertical stream is the Quantum Leap season 5 of our podcast.
Right, exactly.
It was a swing and a miss.
Totally.
That's exactly. It's very symbolic that we did this for season 5. So yeah, that's a D. What's the next episode?
Leaping of the Shrew.
So that's with
Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields, yes.
A young.
We had no Ro on this one, but we had Professor R2 guested on it.
Are you sure? Because I remember watching this. I must have just watched it and not be on there.
You did watch it, but you missed the one. But we talked it up to you, and you're like, "Oh, I got to see that."
And I'm glad I did.
The thing that I love about this one is it's supposed to be symbolic that the more the episode goes on, the more we're attracted to her. So they start her out looking a little disheveled. But the longer they're on a deserted island, the better her makeup and hair get.
Yeah.
That absolutely happens, yeah.
And the gags with everything in her bag, like she had pots and pans, an urn, a wedding dress, all this stuff was in her bags. It was a fun episode.
I agree, it was fun. And the chat is responding pretty well to it. Still waiting for a few more votes because I feel like usually we get a few more in addition to this.
Yeah.
Even the last one we did, we got more. Okay, we got another one. I'll give it another minute or so. Here's another one.
think
the chat is leaning towards an A.
Yeah.
And honestly, just about myself, I can say I think that's pretty fair. That's, I don't know if it falls into like an S tier, but I certainly enjoyed it. This would be an A for me. That for me is legitimate. I'm going to end the poll here. It's 62% A, 38% B. I personally am an A on it. How about you, Ro?
Yeah, if it wasn't a strong B, I'm very comfortable with an A.
Script.
Oh yeah, this is an A.
Nick?
I also gave it an A.
All right. Well,
and I did all my rankings in advance, so no biasing doing to me.
It's not like with Tex Rogers that we're influencing him.
Well, I think he's worried we're influencing everyone else because usually when we talk really positive about an episode, that everybody seems to agree after we talk about it.
Okay, so
there's some of that,
Now, what's the next thing that we have here?
Nowhere to Run.
Nowhere to Run, the Jennifer Aniston episode.
That's right.
Nowhere to Run, the Jennifer Aniston one. Oh, wait, I have to do the poll. I don't want to say anything.
Well, just talking about stuff that happened in the episode, this is where he's come back as a vet with no legs. His wife is leaving him for a banker. She hasn't told him that yet, and he's and then you have Jennifer Aniston playing Kiki, the physical therapist that is giving him nice massages.
Mm-hmm.
That is always a good situation. I feel like, that's what you want to get if you're in his situation.
And he has a paraplegic roommate.
Quadriplegic.
Yeah. Yes.
This one I wish that they did a little extra work on the special effects of his leg. Obviously, the person that he leapt, was supposed to not have his legs, and Sam he just had his legs under the wheelchair. I thought maybe they could have been a little inventive and maybe think of a way to not see Sam's legs. It would have been nice.
Have Sam not actually have legs the way that he was kind of struggling when he was in Jimmy's body.
Yeah.
This episode, I like this episode in a lot of ways, but I don't like what this does to canon.
Yeah.
And it made me think, if it's his physical body there, then every time he's in a kid, that means it's that kid's clothes are around his physical body somehow, like his proportions. Somehow everybody's still seeing him as short when he's tall. It raises a lot of questions of how the physics of all that would work.
Exactly.
like the Hulk still having his pants on, but his shirt is ripped.
Yeah, well, everybody knows pants are more natural to stretch than a shirt.
But people aren't seeing that suddenly this little kid has ripped pants, or the height thing, it just kind of
doesn't line up, right? If it was his body and then the other body's the illusion, he would never be able to fit into any clothes that he wears. Whether
the chat gave it 43% A, 43% B, and 14% S. So it's basically a toss up between an A and B with a little bit of a leaning towards an S. So I'm going to go more like an A minus here. What do you guys feel about this one?
B.
Yeah, B for me.
So
Nick?
I had A minus because if it weren't for what it does to lore, I really like the story. I really like everything else about it, but it did have a lot of wonky things. There was the whole thing about, finding out about her brother who was on a top secret CIA, but Al couldn't find out what happened afterwards. And we talked a bit about when he saved him, not getting electrocuted by the chair in the pool. But I think the whole thing of how he confronted that, letting him dive into the pool and then going after him, was really powerful, because it showed that he had to have that moment. Like if he had just stopped him, he would have tried again later. But having him go through it and realize I don't want to die, I think that was a powerful moment. And so, plus like Jennifer Aniston. So A minus.
Your grade is
A minus.
Okay. I probably would have been a B+ or an A-. But there are issues. There are issues like with the brother and whatever. I think B+ would be the right thing to give it. So I guess I'm B+, script and row or B. The chat was torn between A and B. You gave it an A, but or A-. Somebody gave it an S. I think that B is fair.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a strong B. It's probably like a B+, but I think that B is fair.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one?
Killing Time.
Killing Time.
This is where Sam is. He's leapt into a hostage taker, and the hostage taker somehow gets a gun in the waiting room and escapes and goes into 1999. I guess he goes into Las Vegas or something.
He goes into town.
He goes into a town, somewhere in Nevada. Well, in Nevada because they were in New Mexico and they left the state.
Yeah. I love seeing the supposed 1999 technology.
Lots of flashy neon lights.
Yeah.
I did the poll. Let's see what's going on. Killing Time. Oh, people are still voting. People are slow to vote on this one. Usually everybody jumps on the voting in a second. But this time everybody's kind of slow.
They may have to reconsider this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe if this one is a hard one, they're not sure what to do with it.
Well, I have in my notes,
which I like.
Bryce will like this. I have in my notes, Sam leaps into a criminal killer again.
That's funny. This one is a good one.
There's a lot of Gushy in this.
I like seeing Gushy. I like that Gushy is in this episode. But
and this featured the futuristic world where we have a place called Sex World that Al has to track the guy down to.
Sounds like a great, watering hole.
It's like the what is the club in From Dusk Till Dawn, the Titty Twister.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, like if you're a serial killer from the past that comes to the future that specifically likes the ladies from the Red Knight district as your victims, and then you come upon that, it's like you hit the oasis.
Mm-hmm. Jackpot.
Wait 1 second. So
the stuff with him holding them hostage, but like talking nice to them and stuff like there was some fun bits in there, and it was fun to see Al kind of get a little action in the field, but his escape was kind of
really wanting.
it makes you think that for all the money that they in season 2 that they talked about how much it takes to run Quantum Leap, it certainly wasn't in the security budget.
That is true. So wait, let's see what happened with the poll. And
I would have loved that if Sam how did he get out, and Al would have gone, we have budget cuts.
This one is very much especially when I see a few S's, a few A's, and some C's, but it's very much a B. It's very much a B within our chat. I probably would have been somewhere between a B and a B+, but I wouldn't insist on this one being an A because there were some things that were, especially like you said, on one hand, the security there doesn't make sense. On the other hand, I did like seeing Gushy. There were some things that I liked about this episode. Yeah. So if everybody wanted an A, I could have been, convinced to go along with it. But I think that a B+ is probably how I feel about it. How do you feel about it, Ro?
Yeah, strong B. I'm good with a B. And I
Script.
think the chat has the right idea.
I think so. Script, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'd give it a B primarily because we get to see more Gushy. I mean, Gushy's a really good character, and I think stays a good character because we only see him so many times.
I always feel like I want to see more of Gushy, but yeah, I agree with you. Nick, how did you feel about this one?
I felt Gushy couldn't save this one, and I gave it a C.
I see.
Okay.
Well,
I would.
I think it's going to go more in the direction of a B. Because the majority, there were some people in the chat that even gave it like an A and an S, but I think that the majority of the chat and the majority of the panel are in the Bs, so I think that's where it's going to be. I just wonder. I think you were a bit hard on it, Nick, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it just
you didn't like the world of sex.
No, I was not a fan of that. I was not.
Sex world.
It felt like if they were gonna have somebody break out, then it should have been like Lee Harvey. It's like just this random guy. He's nothing, he's just a random killer. We've had other killers, and the fact that he broke out, it just, I don't know. I didn't like that plot.
Yeah, if it was somebody famous, that would have been interesting because they could have stretched it. Yeah, they could have stretched that almost into a part 2. It would have been more poignant. And the next one is Starlight, Starbright.
Starlight, Starbright. Okay.
Nick, what is this one about?
This one is about the eccentric grandfather who believes he met aliens. And but Sam has to prevent the grandson from running away, and to do his music where he will be offered drugs and he will OD
and visit Sex World.
Well, no, I think he'll die before Sex World gets to open. So.
Yeah.
He'll never see Sex World.
Oh no!
Now so that's the grandson. Now the dad wants him to go to college. And you can't do music and go to college because your grades will suffer and you need to give the music up. And he's thinking, my old man is getting crazy, so I need to maybe put him in a home. And then we have some government agents that are comically evil.
I mean, it's the government. But then, yeah, we get that intense scene with the truth serum, and they start to learn a little bit about Project Quantum Leap. And what's fascinating is that under truth serum, Sam doesn't appear to have Swiss cheese brain.
Yep. And at the end, he was right, and Sam's about to be beamed up, and then he leaps.
That is all true. Let me see for a second. What's the
chat is?
I'll give them a few more seconds.
In the direction of well, there's a tie there for a little bit of B and a C. It's getting up there though.
It ended up going.
It was an S.
Yeah.
It went more towards the B. Let's see for a second. So, Ro, how did you feel about this one?
You know what? I am going to go into the S category. Something about this one frustrated me. I don't know whether maybe because I wanted to see more of the UFO stuff and less of the dad
S category. Stuff. S is great.
I'm sorry, the C.
Oh, C. Okay.
C,
okay,
yeah.
That's
a big difference.
It's superior. No. So that's my story there.
Script, how did you feel about it?
I thought this was a B-. It was the concept of the kid and the music and stuff just felt, I don't know, I couldn't take it seriously because I just didn't believe the kid in that part. But I like the dynamic between Grandpa and Dad, or Sam and his son. And then I like the dynamic between Sam and his grandson as he's there. The cartoony government agents was fantastic for me, but I think it would have been more inventive to have that obstacle a little bit more in play, because the other obstacles between the father and the son just did not feel as high stakes compared to other episodes. So yeah, I give this one a C+. What Wait, is that what I said before? I completely zoned
You
out.
said
now.
B minus.
B minus. Yeah, B minus. Sorry. Yes, B minus.
Same thing.
B minus or C minus?
No, B minus.
B minus. Okay.
And
Nick, what did you think?
I also have B minus, and I like the episode for the most part. I felt like the ending jumped the shark. I think they should have left it a little more vague, and I thought it was kind of the idea of the CIA truth seruming people who thought they saw UFOs, like being that desperate to get their info. I don't know, that seemed a little far fetched, but
I guess. I mean, I think it's somewhere. I would give it a B minus as well. It wasn't bad enough for me to think of it as a C, but you know what? It's not even the best of the Bs, but it does feel like a B. There's nothing offensively bad about it. The idea of the grandfather of the thing, the kid, the grandson, there's some things here that I liked about it. It's not an A and not an S for sure. Not bad enough to be a C. So I'm okay with B. I think Ro and Script are in that direction. The chat went more for a B. So I'm going to go with the B, even though I can understand what your sentiments are, Nick. If everybody would have said C and I would have been the only B, I would have been okay with going along with it. But at the same time, I do feel like B minus probably represents it best. What's the next one?
Deliver us from evil.
Oh, okay.
Evil Leaper.
Let me see for a second.
I'm going to give this one an S just because Renee Coleman's in it. She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it Evil Leaper 1.
And I think it's, we joke about, this season swinging for the fences and not hitting. I think this one definitely hit. It was an interesting concept, interesting idea. And too bad we didn't see more of it later on or in subsequent seasons, but
right. But yeah, this is the kind of swing where I like that they did a swing, and it wasn't like it's not like the Lee Harvey Oswald swing. This is a swing where I know that he felt pressure from the network, and I know that he did this because he thought it would appease them, and Donald P. Belisario seemingly wasn't super excited about this. But you know what? He made the best of it. I still think that he needed to execute it somehow and do something that'll spice up the show, and the idea of an evil leaper is cool. Maybe he didn't think so at that moment and he did it begrudgingly. I still think it's a cool idea. And overall, like you said, Renee Coleman thought she was very pretty and she added a lot to the fact that she's a woman and all that. I thought this was all great. And that she had the evil Al type of lady. All of this was great in my opinion. I mean, I enjoyed it personally.
They really could have added to the mythology of the show by bringing this duo back in there somehow to see how they relate to Al and Sam in one way.
Well, they brought him back for that, additional.
Yeah.
But it just, it didn't, it feels like they could have done more or better with it.
Agreed.
The chat gave it an A. Ro, what would you give this episode?
I mean, I joked around about an S. I think realistically, I think it's an A.
All right, that's fair enough. Script, what did you think about it?
This is an A minus. And it's a good episode, brings in a good idea. It really does expand a little bit of the lore. It's reasonable to presume that the evil leapers are from like further into the future than Al and Sam are, because they're definitely not from the past.
Right.
I mean, I think it's pretty fun. But one of the things that I also enjoy it is like we got to revisit Jimmy and that family again, and those were great characters.
Yeah,
I agree. Nick, what did you think about it?
And Nick's muted.
I see. Did I mute him or did he mute himself?
How about now?
You're
no,
good.
now I can hear you. What did you think about this one?
I really liked the Evil Leaper as a concept. I really enjoy a lot of things about this episode. It's almost an S for me, but I have it as an A mostly because I don't. Of all the families to go back to, I don't like how it messed up the happy ending that we left on the Jimmy episode. So for that, I give it an A.
But it restores the happy ending.
It does, but it messes up the family. Yeah.
I can accept the things that you're saying, but I also think that A, I think, is a fair one. It's very fair. A, it's another one of those cases. If everybody would have said S and I would have been A, I would have gone along with the S. But I honestly think that A is a good description. I'm just trying to find the thumbnail that shows this thing. Deliver us from evil. Here you go. So this one would be an A. We don't even have an S this season.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
I'm trying to think of I don't even know if we'll have one.
Yeah.
But okay, what's the next episode, Ro?
The next one is part 1 of 3 for the trilogy series.
All right.
Oh, that's right.
Now, unlike Harvey Oswald ones, I do feel like trilogy does have uniquely different episodes.
Right.
Yeah, no. This one has to be because one could argue that, it may have started off better than it ended.
And when we get to the end, I have a
And again, are we treating all 3 as one?
No, this is each part of the trilogy is a different episode. It's not like Oswald, because in Oswald it was originally aired as one episode and then chopped up. In this case with trilogy, really in each time he's in a different era in each leap. So it's 3 supposedly unrelated leaps that are related, but it's not exactly. I know Oswald did jump around in time, but they aired it as one episode. So
it's interesting to see the opinions of the chat on this one. I think so. Who said it started out better than it ended?
That's what Price said.
I don't want to influence anybody. I don't want to influence anybody.
But I mean, I would have to agree. And I was like so excited about the mystery and the relationship with everyone up until that last, that meme that everybody draws regarding the
horse
with the 3 sections, and then the last one is just some kid that drew the back end of a horse. That's how I feel about this.
Well, I feel close, but a little different than that, Ro. And I have in my notes that I put it as The Force Awakens of the Quantum Leap trilogy.
Perfect. Yeah.
Because it's not perfect. There are things that we griped about, like the girl's not very likable. There's things in it, but it left you like, this is kind of an exciting mystery. I'm looking forward to where this goes. I want to see what it does next. And then we got what it says next. And if you go back and watch it after that, well, it's not that enjoyable now.
And it's weird. Some of these listings have that as One Little Heart is the name of the episode.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll just call it Trilogy Part 1.
Yeah.
I think the chat has voted.
Title gate.
Title gate. Yeah. What are we gonna?
Man, C+, B-.
All
and
right.
because C is so lonely and there's no C's in there, maybe. No, you know what though? The Part 1 trilogy, strong B for me, I guess.
I think that's fair. What do you think, Script?
I would say Part 1's a B-. Like the biggest flaw of this trilogy is the fact that this Abigail character is essentially the center of the universe. And it just takes a little bit away from the show overall, and also from Sam's goals, because it's all about her and everybody loves her and is enamored by her. She's almost a Mary Sue, except for the fact that she's not, solving her own problems, but she's the victim of all this of this one woman's hatred, and gains a lot of sympathy without showcasing any real characteristics that would grant us to be sympathetic for her.
So it would be a B minus, you say?
It'd be a B minus because the mystery about how the dad died, how the husband of how he died, that was intriguing, and I was hoping that would get solved, but didn't.
Nick, what did you think about it?
So when we were talking of this, script talked a lot about the girl being manipulative, and daddy, tell me the ways that you love me and stuff like that. And kids can be manipulative. In fact, I even talked about during the episode that sometimes when my daughter's losing an argument, she'll try to pull something like that, but unlike Sam, I don't let that fly. Like, I shut that right down. I go, no, you're not getting out of it that way. That's
So Sam being a pushover hurt the score of the episode. So what was the score?
I give it a C minus, because it could have been a C plus, or actually it could have been a B for me, but it has a lot of setup here that never gets paid off, and in the end, that negatively affects my feelings on it.
Exactly. That kid-drawn last horse.
I see. Okay, well, and we're talking about part 1 now.
Yep.
So
yeah, but part 1 is,
the chat has given it. Most of the people in the chat gave it an A. 36% gave it a B. I'm sort of a B. What do you like? I think that script was a B minus or something. Roe was like a C plus, and you're a C minus. What were you, Nick?
Yep, C minus.
Oh, this is tough. It's definitely not an A, even though the chat gave it a 43%. It's definitely not that. With a strong B within the thing, and a few of us being a B, and maybe you being a C, I think that B is where this thing is ultimately going to land. Even if it was, let's say, if you averaged it out, it's more like a B minus for people. I think that B is fair.
When we discussed this, Bryce, you were a champion of this trilogy, and I think we wore you down by the time we got to the third episode.
Maybe. You know what? And I'll tell you this, out of the 3 trilogy episodes, I actually like this one the best. I would have probably given this one like a B plus or something. I didn't mind it. I think that upon rewatch with you guys, I noticed some issues with the storytelling, and I couldn't ignore it. But I don't mind the trilogy, and I think that this episode for me was like an A, B plus. That is how I feel about it. But I'm going to be fair. You guys, there were B, C. The chat was like A, but also a lot of Bs. So I think B is fair. What's the next one? Part 2?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. For Your Love.
In this one, I think I'm going to have to go for a D, because I know there's a lot of people that don't like this. So
it had a very, very odd ending.
It had a very odd beginning.
That too.
It was very jarring to go from, him embracing her and loving her as the dad to him being in bed about to.
Yeah, you're right.
As the fiance.
They did make some strange creative choices here, that's for sure. I gave the chat. Are you guys still there? I don't know if you guys are stuck or you were all frozen. I'm like, are they frozen or am I frozen? So okay, let's see how this is going.
So he leaps in after the original guy has completed his journey. Everything is thrown off because this kid ran away, and even in the mix of them looking for this kid, Abigail still grabs Sam and decides to get with him.
The other thing, she still won't talk about stuff. She feels super guilty. Like, they write it so that it makes us, the audience, feel like she's guilty.
Yeah.
And then they have the mob, and I think that was done intentionally. But one of the things that I really don't like about this episode is that she talks about, before Sam leaped in, that she had zero passion with this guy that she's about to marry. And then they realize that after he leaps out, after he's defended the mob and done all this stuff, that they end up deciding not to get married. And that just felt super weird and throwaway.
Yeah.
And the character she's getting married to felt creepy in the part 1. Because he was showing interest in her when she was significant. I mean, it was like a Padme Anakin in reverse.
Yeah, still weird and creepy.
Yes.
So yeah, I personally let me try to think. The chat, let's see what it gave it. It gave it a C. That's the majority of the people. You guys, Ro, what was it?
C for sure.
C script.
Yeah, C for me.
And Nick,
F. This was my last Jedi.
I see. I'm okay with C. I think that C was fine. I don't have any issue with the C, and I'm just trying to find the. Oh, it's this one. Just for this image that he's like with her now in the next thing, that alone deserves a C, I guess. So we're at a C now. We're at part 3.
It's funny that Nick mentioned The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Just like the sequel trilogy, this trilogy probably could have benefited from being 2 stories and 2 episodes, just like the sequel trilogy, with that 8th one in the middle.
So I didn't go with an S here. I think that, I gave people some leeway here to work with this thing.
The only way that this episode is slightly better than the previous one is because it's a bit more of a courtroom drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slightly is a perfect word too.
I didn't fully hate it. I could have been with like I don't want to influence Tex. Let's see how many people have voted.
I'll influence Tex.
Yeah.
I could have been a B on this, and like maybe a B minus. The first one for me is like a B plus. The second one, I agree with you, it's a C. And the third one, I probably would have given like a B minus for me personally. I guess some people may not feel that way, but that's the way I just saw it.
I feel like this one changed some of the things from the second one. It showed where, they never got married and all this, but it really shows that this whole trilogy was just to create Sam's daughter.
Which ended up going nowhere, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which went nowhere, was weird because
it's overwhelmingly a B in the chat. I'm okay with B as well. So
and we haven't even been talking about the crazy grandma and all the stuff that she went through and all the kids getting older.
Yeah.
Ro, what grade do you give this?
A low B.
Script?
A high C.
So Nick is going to be an F. Nick?
D minus. D minus.
Wow.
D minus?
Yep. So the second one I had an F. This one's D minus. It's a little bit better. But if God is leaping them around, this is saying from the grandmother or the great grandmother killing them all and all that stuff. All through all this, all these horrible things we had was all part of God's plan to give Sam a daughter. That's pretty
I understand, but the chat is overwhelming me like a strong B on this. I'm a B. I'm trying to think what to do. I mean, this is a difficult one. What do you guys think?
Then I'm the odd man out. I mean, that's
no, because I think that Ro is also a C, and so is Script.
Roll a 20.
Wait, so Ro, are you a C or a B minus?
Let's go. Well, I'm a B minus, but I'm okay with a C.
I'm a B plus, so I'm okay with a B.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can give it a B.
I can go either way. Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. I know you hate it.
The only thing is that there are better episodes that that have been a B.
Yeah, that's right.
That is true. But at the same time, the C episode, the second one in the trilogy, is not as good as this one.
True.
It could be a B minus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even within B's, the
put the icon in the middle and then let go and see where it goes.
Okay, let me see what I could do. Which one is the icon for this? Oh, it's this one. No, it's not. It's not letting
it.
it
Won't let you.
It won't let me.
It'll snap. That's funny. All right, be it as.
Maybe I'm being generous, but I think it's on par with like the first one. It's a courtroom drama. It's not the worst, but it would probably be like a B minus. I still think Trilogy Part 1 is better than this one, but I agree the Trilogy Part 2 is the C. That's for sure.
But see, that's why mine's so low, because I had Trilogy Part 1 at C minus.
Yeah.
I guess. What's the next one, Ro?
Promised Land.
This is the bank heist one, right?
The bank heist, yeah.
The third time this season, Sam has leaped into a criminal in the act of committing a crime.
Yeah, this is the one where Sam has to run to that guy's house, bust open his lockbox, see the bad deal.
You know, the thing is, this one has a lot of issues, but I won't lie to you. The last few minutes that he runs into his father, I don't know why, but that like gives a few points extra to this episode, which otherwise would have gotten a lower score for me. It's those last few minutes that somehow, I don't know why, I can't explain it to you, but they do something right. And as much as this episode is dumb in a lot of its parts, I really like the ending.
And I remember liking the production value of the camera movement above the bank set. I thought that was kind of cool. They let the actors kind of play along with some long takes, which is always good for actors.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of remember that.
The dilemma that he's close to home and Al's like, well, you can just go now or whatever. Like there was some things here that I didn't mind. They were a little weird. And then, like you said, he goes to his home. There was some nonsense in this episode, but I didn't hate it. I didn't sit around and thinking like, I hate this episode. It's just, you know, for me, this kind of looks like I don't want to say anything. Let me see what the chat is saying.
Well, I would say it's a neat thing that they do, putting him into his hometown. Like, he knows these boys, but they're older than him. So, like, you know, maybe the youngest is somebody that, you know, might have been in high school when he was in grade school, or, you know, but he knows all these people, and they get to do a lot of interesting things. I just feel like, as Script would say on his show, you know, they needed to give it another pass or two.
Tex Roger says, wasn't this the one where the sheriff kept eating at the restaurant? I think so. And I agree with you, Nick. They did need another pass. But at the same time, even if it was rushed, like you say, Nick, and maybe they could have done a better job writing it, and I agree with everything you said, I still think that there was some kind of charm about this episode that made it like not a complete downer. Like there was something about it that I mildly enjoyed, even though it had flaws. So I would give it, I think that like a B is cool, and I think that the chat, they're going towards the B, and I actually I feel the same way as the chat about this. It's not an A, it's not an S for sure, but a B. I think this is, maybe you could say it's a B minus. Maybe it gets the B minus because of those last few minutes. You could say a lot of different things, but I think that B range is fair for me. Ro, what do you think?
I agree with every word you said.
Script?
Yeah, I'd say this is a B.
So enthusiastic.
He sounds so miserable. It's like the most miserable B you've ever given, Script.
I mean, again, I do like the fact that we're back in Elkridge again, and we're seeing some more of Sam's past through the eyes of these other characters. But this one just didn't stick out as much to me as I was hoping it would. So yeah, just a B. Basic.
Charm is one word. Cloyd is another. What is Cloyd?
I can't remember.
Charming. What's cloying? I don't even know. Is that a word? I don't even remember ever using it.
Disgust or sicken someone with an excess of sweetness, richness, or sentiment.
I learn a new word every day. Thanks, Tex. Never used that one in I've never used that one in a sentence before, but now I will. Okay, so are we going with a B here? I think that's where we're heading.
have it as a B plus. So I'm apparently more generous than everyone on this one. this one has flaws. It has flaws. The moment you stop and think about a lot of the actions going on in this episode, it falls apart. But it's enjoyable to watch, and it has some heartfelt moments, especially between Sam and his dad.
I agree. What's the next one?
A Tale of Two Sweeties.
Polygamous one.
Me and Script missed this one.
Yeah.
Tale of Two Sweeties. I'm sorry to break your heart, Tex. I didn't like this one.
Is there anything lower than a D in our category here? Because
No,
that's where I would put it. Man, this was bad.
I find this funny because you guys went so hard on this one. I don't like this one, but I also am not near as hard as you guys are.
So much
It's
wrong
just
with this.
There's so much wrong with this episode.
Fundamentally.
But I like how I like that the solution wasn't for one family or the other family to have the bad dad. It was for them to be liberated from him.
Yeah, I mean, that part was funny. The end where you find out he's got a third family.
Yeah. It's like, really? Come on.
Yeah, I didn't like any of that, really.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't blame Sam at all, but it was definitely a risky episode, putting Sam as his character in such a predicament. I do think what's funny, the only thing that I really enjoyed about this episode was the bickering between Al and Sam when he's trying to find out who wins the race so he doesn't get killed. And how it's like, we can't tell you who wins the race because Ziggy won't do it because it violates the thing. He's like, well, I'm going to lose a thumb here or something.
That doesn't make sense to me either because he's there to save him.
You're right.
And it's not like he's leaped into his kid's self and he's like, oh, wow, I could go to the tracks. Quick, Al, give me the bookie info or, it's to save somebody else's life.
The chat has given it a D. Ro, what do you give it?
A D.
Script?
Yeah, D.
Nick?
C.
I give it a D. So
it had fun moments, although I question there's some of these episodes, like some of the stuff going on with Trilogy, I question the writing staff, like, what should we do next? What about a bigamist episode?
Right? Yeah.
How did that come up?
I know, yeah.
What's the next one on the list?
Into a guy that was dating two girls and he had to, like, they could have done all the comedy elements and maybe both those women have kids already.
Liberation.
Liberation.
They didn't have to do that. It just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Hey, let's do an episode about. And then after that, like, yeah, that's a great idea. It's funny. I was reading the IMDb. So Liberation, as uncredited, has Dr. Ruth Westheimer. And then the episode after this, she's actually in it. So somebody must have said, hey, you want to be on the next episode of Quantum Leap?
Well,
maybe the leap, because he leaps into Westheimer and he looks at the mirror at the end and he notices that he's her. She probably appears at the end of Liberation and in her own episode.
I wonder, because this is kind of a women's liberation situation, I wonder if she was kind of maybe consulted a little bit on story and plot.
Does it say she appears, or does she say she's like a writer?
It just says Ruth uncredited.
I see. Maybe uncredited because you see her at the end. I would have to look again, but that's what I would think. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know.
And I'm just speculating.
I'm speculating myself. I don't know. Liberation. People are voting on it. I hope Tex Rogers has already voted.
You're never going to live this down, Tex.
Now, Tex, every time we vote, he has to hear us talking about it. But you know what? He can be comforted by the fact that we try to work with his system. See, I do actually listen. So we're here.
What did we say back then, Nicholas?
We were all pretty on board with it, with the exception of Price. Price really didn't like this episode. And then was trying to talk in circles about how he, trying not to come off as a douche. So it was a fun discussion. It was just, but I, we've had this subject a couple of times, and this one's good, but I like the family road trip one better. Dealing with the same subject. Him playing the woman, like there were a few moments that came off tacky, but I liked how it showed that like they had the one woman that she's in this movement and she's taking it too far. She's riling up the daughter.
I think I didn't love this one. Nick, you recently rewatched. Is it true that I didn't love this one? I feel like I didn't love it.
You did not love it. That you said this is one of the times that he's a woman that you like the least, is what you said. And you were bouncing around saying it's not to say that women can have lib. That's fine, but just not in my sci-fi. Oh, that's not what I mean. I mean, it was like
not in my what? What?
In my sci-fi.
Not in my sci-fi.
That sounds like you.
You were trying to dance around like to articulate why you don't like it without sounding like you don't like women have liberation.
Well, I mean, one of the valid criticisms of this episode was the fact that we find the head of this movement. The reason she's behaving this way is because she had an abusive father, and she was trying to find a way to kind of address, in order to make herself feel like she was not a lone victim. She is imprinting the actions of her father and associating that to all men as part of the liberation movement, and then trying to couch it into the fact that, oh no, I'm just talking about equality, but deep down she really just wanted revenge and power that she never had because of the abuse she faced from her father, and then is trying to manipulate the other people around her into the same thing. But what I enjoyed about this is, number one, you got Wojciechowicz from Barney Miller playing the dad, who he generally loves and respects his wife. and when she's raising these questions that are just out of character for her, he just doesn't know what to make of it. But he also understands
and
role.
She's doing it in a public setting, while he's got guests over.
Yeah. And then the other part too is like, you completely understand the point of view of like the kid and the mom thinking like, well, there are opportunities here that we can take advantage of or should explore if we have the interest to it, but it doesn't mean we have to completely abandon what had come before. And Sam trying to reconcile that was interesting to see, and also trying to shake the daughter out of being propagandized. It was also neat, but it felt a little thin compared to what other episodes have done a little bit more effectively.
What grade would you give it?
B+ for me.
C+?
B+.
B+. Ro, what would you give it?
Bryce, selective hearing.
What'd you say?
Selective hearing. I think I would give it a B.
B. Okay. So 2 Bs.
I gave it a B-. I like the messaging. I like the theming, showing the danger. Also, like, this movement was important, but it also the danger of going to these rallies and getting behind some of the people who are the most outspoken are not necessarily have your best interest at heart. And so I like the plot, but I like the message, but I don't really like the story.
Well, here's the thing. In the chat, they gave it a 57% gave it a C, whereas 29% gave it a B. And then in this thing, it's kind of the reverse. I would give it a C, but you guys seemed more generous and you gave it a B. We're almost at an impasse of sorts here. And I don't really know what I should do here.
You want me to flip a quarter?
So you always go with the chat. The chat's not wrong.
All right. I mean, but the chat themselves, I guess. I mean, if I'm going with the chat, it's a C. I feel good about it. I feel great about the C, but I don't want to ruin it because you guys loved it so much. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you.
All right.
B is not loving it.
No, I'm saying you guys gave it a B. You loved it. Like I gave it a C. What's the next one, Ro?
Dr. Ruth.
Oh, that's another.
Oh. If you want to make that episode look good, put it next to Dr. Ruth.
There you go.
See, Price, we gotta love what we can love in this season.
Okay.
Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth.
My favorite part was her running across the top of cabs.
That's all I can think of when I hear about this episode.
No, and that they
the
use
reflection
the
of the man in a wig running across the cabs.
No, but
and
there's
how
another
80s
thing.
This was so 80s.
Okay, but there was a scene that we discovered it while watching it, that the lady who played one of the actress also put on the wig and was the double for Dr. Ruth. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was so weird. Like,
it was weird.
That was so weird that it's the same actress and they made her wear the wig and she does the double duty. I don't know why until now. Like that, for that alone, this episode needs to lose points.
Lose points.
It's just such a weird workaround. Like you can't bring a different lady to wear the wig.
No budget.
What was frustrating here is that what Al thinks the reason for him leaping there is to do something that is Dr. Ruth's specialty in matchmaking. And like all of this, it's like at no point did I feel like Sam was more qualified for this episode than Dr. Ruth.
Right.
So it's like, why, it was something I had a concern about, one that's coming up that ended up, I was glad that it wasn't, and some of the other famous people. But, when you take somebody famous there and it's like, you're going to do a part of their life and you're going to try to say, well, they wouldn't have made it if it wasn't Sam there doing this iconic thing they did. And so it kind of feels weird having Sam be the reason why she was able to matchmake and help this woman who called into her show.
Well, I think it was only really just because Dr. Ruth was not physically able to run across the roofs of cabs in New York City. Like that's why it was there. Ruth was probably thinking in the original history, man, if I could only just run across the rooftops of these cabs, I could save this woman that's pleading for my help. And then,
why do they even bother making sidewalks?
Yeah.
What would you give it as a grade, Ro?
C.
Script?
C.
Nick?
D. I see no C material here.
I would give it. I'm close to where you're at, Nick. I would give it a C minus. It's really not good. I would stop short of C. I'd give it like a C minus. But if everybody chose D, I would be okay with that. We had more people in the chat lean towards C, although second place is D. So they're having a bit of a tug of war there, but the majority are C. So I'm going to go with C. But honestly, like I have to say that this would easily have been a C minus for me. Like it's not. This is even the low end of the C in my opinion. Like the trilogy one that he's with his daughter.
Okay, I want to go back to talking about it ahead of time before they vote because I want
it's better than Dr. Ruth. As awful, but really, when I think about it, seeing these three in C, I feel like that's a fair assessment.
I guess there's not stuff that like super annoys me. Although this had all the mind melding stuff where he was, anytime he actually did anything successful, it was like in her voice.
Right. Yeah. That was very annoying. Very annoying stuff. There's no doubt about it. This is a lower end episode.
Product placement for her show.
It's all very. Maybe they promised her. They're like, we need a celebrity. Can you be here? We'll say that you have a show. I don't really know. It's all just very, very strange. But C is good. What's the next one? We have to start doing like a lightning round. What's the next one?
Blood Moon.
The vampire one.
Yeah.
Blood Moon.
This is Price's favorite episode.
You always say, "Oh, I wish there was an F." Well, you know what? For this one,
here it is.
I wish there was. I wish there was an F for this one, but
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Tech. Sorry, it's an A for me. Sorry.
Sam leaps into a real life vampire. It's funny, out of all the things that Price you were upset with this episode, it was the accent of the female actress in it.
She didn't sound like she was from England. She sounded like she was from I'm sorry at the supermarket.
I just found it funny because I had just, right before watching this, we'd finished in the Red 5 book club. We had done Dracula, and she actually sounded a lot like the girl who voiced the lady in that. So,
Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Shay Lynn.
Well, no, in the audiobook.
Oh, gotcha.
So like she sounded similar to that. So I thought her performance, like she was mimicking that.
I'm still amused that Keanu Reeves tried to speak with an English accent in that movie, I think.
Yeah. But the one thing that gives me, like, I don't even like the subject matter. I'm not a vampire fan or into any of that. The one thing that gave me a little bit was Al has seemed off in this season. Like, we didn't talk about this with Dr. Ruth, but him being all infatuated with her and like acting completely out of character really upset me. So in this episode, he had the banter that reminded me, like, from season 1 when they had that one with the ghost in the crypt and how he had all the heebie-jeebies and him just like freaking out, showing up with like garlic and crosses around his neck, and all of that just brought me a smile. And I focused on that and kind of, well, you were obsessed about her accent. I was just loving just Al's antics throughout the thing. And then
the antics are the only reason maybe I wouldn't give it an F, even if I could. But this for me is like a D-. Ro, what is it for you?
Vampire D.
Script.
Yeah, this is a D. It was such a ridiculous episode.
And Nick, what do you give it?
And I gave it a C-.
I see. Well, the chat, if I'm not mistaken, gave it the majority of a D.
I had it at D, but the antics of Al brought it up to a C-.
Well, it's going to go in the D. I think that's fine. And then
Return of the Evil Leaper, or Revenge of the Evil. Yeah, Return, yeah. That's where he's the Midnight Marauder.
That's funny. You made the Star Wars George Lucas mistake of calling a Jedi or making a Jedi have revenge. It's Return, damn it.
Yeah, Revenge is next one.
Okay.
With Doogie Howser.
That's right, Neil Patrick Harris.
Return of the Evil Leaper. I put it up. So you all can vote. Just so I know, the next one is like the third Evil Leaper one, but I don't remember what it's called now.
Revenge of the Evil Leaper.
Oh, Revenge of the Evil Leaper. Okay.
Yeah.
It's as if this is actually Evil Leaper 2 and the other one is Evil Leaper 3.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. It's fine.
But we didn't do it in order because this isn't the trilogy.
It's not the trilogy. Yeah, they spread them out a bit more.
This one, it's interesting. There's a lot of good and bad about both these next two episodes, but we talked a lot about how it was frustrating, the whole thing of the main story of the guy that dresses up like a superhero and he has this reason with his parents and all that. That was such an intriguing and interesting story that the Evil Leaper, as much as we like the Evil Leaper, felt kind of annoying that it was intruding upon that story and not letting that story have the time it needed to breathe and be fleshed out.
I remember that. It feels like it felt like they tried connecting between a few things that don't fully come together in the best possible way. Ro, what do you give this one?
A low B.
Script.
I give this one also a low B because, like Nick said, there was more story to do with the A plot, and the Evil Leaper plot felt like it was filler to, like, the writers just didn't have enough material or enough ideas to complete out the episode. So they said, let's just put in the Evil Leaper. And
it felt like it was setting up for the next episode.
Yeah, which it was.
And
I gave it an A-.
A-. I'm okay with a B myself. Let's see what the chat gave it a B. I think it's fair. I think B is fine.
I feel like it was doing two stories that I liked the Leaper story and I liked the superhero story. I felt like neither story was done true justice.
No, they weren't done justice. I agree with you, Nick. There was a way.
I look at them and I go, these are all things I like, but it's just not.
There was a better episode here than what we got, but at the same time, it's not one of those like Dr. Ruth, and it's not like Lee Harvey Oswald or the like one with the vampire. This one is a solid episode. It's not as good as the first Evil Leaper one, in my opinion. So it's in a B. What's the next one we have? Oh, The Revenge of the Evil Leaper.
Bryce didn't like this one.
Revenge.
It's a women's prison episode.
Yep.
What's not to like? What's not to like?
It's missing the cliched sex scene between the two hot female women prisoners.
You know, they once they put him in the prison, they kind of took away the fun.
So this is also another one that has potential, but I feel falls short. Zoe as the new Evil Leaper, going from was good, and then her assistant was an opposite to Al in a different way. He was like flamboyant, he wore like loud clothing, so to speak, and
louder.
Yeah, and he just he was just enthralled with being the hologram, kind of like Sam was in the episode where he got to be the hologram.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a lot of fun going on there. The plot didn't fully make sense. This is a super hard prison where they abuse women, but yet they can tell them that they have to let them out of their cell. And like, there was a lot of things that didn't make sense. But the thing that I probably disliked the most was the hypnotizing of Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Because it's an Evil Leaper episode where they write the Evil Leaper out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah's the focus of the episode, and yet they basically put her character out of the plot. They sideline her. And I just feel like there's so many other interesting ways. They could have had Al having Ziggy run some sort of interference. They could have been so many other ways. We want to see Aaliyah and Sam are getting to do a leap together, and yet they don't.
Let's see. The chat is pretty much, they've said their part. And it's funny, the chat today has been doing really well, actually. In a lot of cases, I find myself thinking something, and then I look at the chat, and they have a similar opinion to me. But I don't want to influence you guys now, so I want to do the reverse. Ro, what do you give this one?
I know the chat has spoken. I almost want to give it a B. There are certain elements of the characters that I liked. The Evil Leaper's companion was fun to watch. I think it would have been cool to see more of him. But I feel like it does kind of, because of a lot of the other faults this episode has, I think it does kind of fall in the C category, like the chat has said. But I didn't hate it. Let's just go with a C, I guess. But like personally, I would give it a B if there was no influence of the chat.
Let's see what you did there.
The script, what do you give it?
I give this one a C-. It's a little bit more on the far-fetched side, but not bad enough to be a D.
Nick?
I give it a B+. I am a Evil Leaper apologist. I fully admit that. I really like the concept of the Evil Leaper, and I really liked, despite the fact that I didn't write his name down, the new hologram for Zoe. But there were things to enjoy, but the story overall was not well thought out, and I wish we could have gotten the earlier seasons of them really kind of fleshing some of these stories out and doing that with an Evil Leaper story, because these leave lots of clunkiness to it.
I think that the idea of the Evil Leaper had a ton of potential. It's just kind of sad that the first one was an A, the second one was a B, and I actually agree that this one would be even if I give it a C+, because I like Renee Coleman and I like the hologram for Zoe and all the things that you guys mentioned, the storytelling here and the setting they chose to end this thing here is kind of poor. There were things I wanted to really like this, and I didn't like it the way I should have, and I am okay with giving it a C. So I think that with the chat and with at least some of you guys here sort of giving it, I think Script gave it a C. Ro, I think it was like a B-. You gave it maybe a B, Nick, or something like that. But I think we're going to go with
plus, but yeah,
with the
C
C.
is fine.
Let's
Like
see.
I said, I know I have it biased.
I don't get me wrong. I like Renee Coleman. I like the things that you said, and still, I can't overlook the fact that it's just not strong enough. Now we really have to increase our lightning round situation here. What's the next one?
Goodbye,
we have to do really
Norma
fast. Jean. This is like fast stuff now. Guys, also in the chat, be prepared. What's the next one?
Goodbye, Norma Jean.
I didn't watch this one, and I missed this episode with you guys.
Goodbye,
Yep.
Norma Jean. So S-A.
But we made comments that we think you would have liked it, Ro.
Okay.
It's
okay. Unfortunately, Tex, we're gonna have to talk about it. Ro, you didn't watch it. Script, what did you think about this one? Script has vanished.
Is muted.
Is muted. Well,
sorry,
probably...
I had to step away for a second there.
Oh, it's okay.
I would give this a B+ because it leans into a bit too close to a real historical figure of fairly significant pop culture. But I did like the acting a lot. I mean, it is a legendary Marilyn Monroe impersonator was in this episode, and yeah, the crazy assistant was fun, but yeah, it just wasn't all the way there for me.
Nick, what did you give it?
I gave it an A. A lot of heartfelt moments, and I loved at the end when she had to step in and take over for the lady that was trying to upstart her, and she really took presence there, and I thought that was really great.
I liked it too. I think I'm around where Script is. I would have given it a B. Let me see what the chat is doing. The chat has given 54% gave it a B. I think that's fair. It is out of the ones that they tried to do some celebrity stuff, maybe the best one, but still has its flaws. What's the next one?
The Beast Within.
The Beast Within.
Bigfoot.
This is where, yeah, the Vietnam vet mistaken for Bigfoot.
I feel like this one, I can't remember now. I think it probably annoyed me a little, but it wasn't the worst episode. But
I think that this was another one that was swing for the fences and see if it hits. I think I think we were all a little lukewarm with how it ended.
Yeah, I think so.
It's one of those things. I don't know about the ending. Well, other than it kind of does a little jump the shark right at the end with the Bigfoot, but with the actual Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. But it's an okay story, but it's nothing special. This isn't one you're going to remember. And for me, it does nothing that upsets me, but nothing that thrills me. So it's just a B.
Yeah, it was a decent story. Nothing to write home about.
Lightning round. What do you give it, Ro?
B.
B. Script, what do you give it?
I give it a C.
Nick, what do you give it?
B.
B. And then the chat, what are they giving it? They gave it a C. I kind of, I could have given it a B- maybe. I don't know. I didn't love it. It could be a C+. I'm gonna go with the chat on this. I don't think it's outrageous to think it's a C. If it was a B, it was like a B-. I don't think it's a strong. I don't think it's even a strong B in my opinion. But what's the next one?
The Leap Between States.
Sam leaps into his great-great-grandfather.
Yo.
I think this one was interesting. I mean, I bought the loopholes that they went through to send him back that far. And it was fun to get to go see a time period kind of outside of the norm. So I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I think this one had a little bit of heart. And I liked the characters and the relationship between the characters. Yeah.
So what would you give it, Ro?
I'm going to go with an A this time. Maybe a soft, like a hard B, but we're running out of room in the B, so let's put one in the A.
No, we got plenty of room in the B's, but I agree with Ro. This is one of the few A episodes of the season.
Nick?
Yeah, I gave it an A+. But yeah, maybe the only thing that kept it from being an S was the weirdness of him trying not to be his own grandfather. Or great grandfather, whatever. But I thought it was a great episode.
Well, let me look at what the chat is doing. I personally actually agree with you guys. I think it's an A. The chat, we all gave it an A. The chat gave it like 50% gave it a B. In second place, 43% gave it an A. So it's sort of like in the B plus A minus area for the chat. I kind of feel that way, but I do think this is an A. So in this case, even though I respect the chat and they gave it 50% with a 43% second place of A, I think that this one can fairly be an A. Then we have Memphis Melody, right? So let's do that's the Elvis one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like this one, like the Marilyn Monroe or a celebrity one, it gets close to crossing a line there, but it also is fun and enjoyable. So,
yeah, this one, again, decent story, setup, characters, little history there, fudging the line, obviously, but it wasn't terrible. And it was, again, nothing to write home about, but it was kind of a well-paced, well-done story. I think.
So what grade would you give it?
I would give it a B for sure.
A B. Script, what would you give it?
I'd give this one a B minus. I mean, again, good attempt, but what hurt sets it back is the fact that it's using the real Elvis.
Nick, what would you give it?
I give it an A, but I don't like going into the famous people, but I did enjoy the episode.
That's fair enough. I think I would give it a B. What did the chat give it? Let's see. Is the chat done?
Yeah.
The chat gave it a majority gave it a B. So I think B is fair. Memphis Melody, there's room. Now we have the final one. We have Mirror
Image.
Oof. It's a bittersweet one.
Yeah, and I think your first comment script, really kind of puts it in perspective. I think this is one of those episodes where bittersweet is perfect too, because what we discussed during the episode was they didn't realize that they were canceled, but this was kind of a good final episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a lot of symbolism, and I like when science fiction makes me think, and this one definitely made me think and kind of go in deeper than surface level, and I really enjoyed this one. It's funny, we haven't had an S tier at all. This is kind of pretty close to me for an S, but I wouldn't mind giving this an A.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think Bruce McGill is what makes this episode work.
Yeah.
I am an S for this. I really enjoyed this episode. I like a lot of the conversation being had in this episode. But for me, what seals it is him going back to say if he has the choice of returning to his life and happiness for a bit, or he can go back and do for Al what he didn't because his moral obligation wouldn't let him not do the need of the leap. And the fact that he went back and did that for Al, and it really focuses on their friendship when he's basically giving this pass. Hey, you can go home. You can have some happy times before the tough leaps. And I also think this episode, even though it never got fulfilled, it beautifully set up concluding the show, but leaving it open for more. And I think that's a really tough thing for a showrunner that knows that they might not come back, but they might come back, or they might get a TV movie, or they might not. I think it does a really good job.
If we had to now give grades, Ro, what do you give this one?
S.
Script?
Yeah, I give this one an S.
Nick?
S.
I give it an S as well. And when I look at the chat, it looks like it is also an S to the majority. The thing is that it's a bittersweet episode, and it's not necessarily like a feel-good episode to watch over and over again, but at the same time, it's a really important one. It's memorable, and out of this whole season, it's one episode that really feels like it knows what it wants. It starts off, it doesn't give us the cheesy music, it gives us the good theme song. It knows that this is it. Like, they must have known they at least had this episode to do, and they took it seriously. And enough cool stuff happens, like the Stapa guy, the coming and going, and the different things. It's sort of surreal and has a bit of meaning, and with Bruce McGill and all that stuff. At the end of the day, putting together quickly something that, like you guys said, could sort of function as a final episode or not, I think that this was very well done. And until today, it holds up as something of an interesting conclusion. So right now, I'm going to put it in the S, and it'll be the only one this season that went to S, and rightfully so. Mm-hmm. So this is what our tier list looks like. I think it's pretty clear that this is, it's fair to say that this is the weakest season we've had of this show. It has more C's and D's than other ones. But at the same time, I will still say that when you look at this whole series and how many episodes we got were B, a little bit, some A and some S, the level of this show, even if you include the 5th season, it's still a really good show. When its weakest season still has like episodes that maybe are not at the top tier, but they're still decent enough. I think it says something about the show. And I didn't feel like it was the biggest disaster. It's just if you compare it to like season 3 or even season 2 or 4 or even season 1, it's kind of not as good in a lot of places, but it's not terrible either, I think.
Yeah, I think we can firmly place this one as last place. And it's interesting. I think a lot of these episodes are polarizing because a lot of stuff that we have here on our stuff that we came out as an average of B, I either have in A or C. So like I only have 2 on my personal list that are B. So I feel like there's a lot of episodes in here that take swings, and depending on how you come at them, you either like them or they really frustrate you. And it's okay for a show to do that occasionally, but it feels like it's almost like 2 out of every 3 episodes they're doing that this season, that they're taking some sort of swing.
That's fair enough. Well, I guess we have to start wrapping up. I'm just trying to do a few things here in the background. If you guys want to plug something,
let's do some shout outs. Mary White has that all prepared.
Oh, okay. I'll do that in a second. Give me 1 second. I was setting up something in the background. So the shout outs. We have... First of all, thank you, Mary White 2.0, $5. Thank you very much. It's very generous. Shout-outs, Part 1, Caleb Levine, Ron Donofero, Malachi D. Wildman, Michelle Ferry, Tex Rogers, Marla Sharondoff, Julie Evans, Kit Kat, Tracy Alexander. Great to see you all here, as always. And then Mary White 2.0, $5. Shout-outs, Part 2, and thank you for the $5 super chat. Marks47, Matthew McGee, and Chrissy. The Dead Man, Tomahawk 511, and of course, Price Rose, Script and Nick. And then I believe Ron Donofero, he gave a $2 super chat saying everyone hit like, which we also greatly appreciate. We appreciate everybody that came to hang out with us. And I want to thank this wonderful panel. Let me see. Did I put the link?
One person who hung in there and watched it in vertical the whole time.
Yeah.
Somebody did?
Yes.
There's
Who
always
was
that
it?
one guy.
I don't know, because when you go over there, the whole chat appears there.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see. I'm going to try to send a few links. So,
I think Mary White already did.
Yep.
oh, she did. Mary White
Yeah.
is great. So
Thanks,
sorry.
Mary.
Listen to Mary White. Forget about what I said. Thank you,
Mhm.
Mary. That was really, really kind of you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the links. Good night to everybody. And if you're all wondering,
Ron Donofrio said everyone hit like as a $2 super chat.
if you're all wondering, next week we're going to be doing the best of the best. So that'll be an interesting one to have. And we'll see you all here for like I said, the competition now will be between all the upper tier ones. We'll think over the week exactly how to do that, but we'll be comparing different seasons of like top episodes and seeing what we like.
And don't you think we could definitively try to answer which season was the best season?
I think
we can do that. Yeah. I mean, we'll be able to do that, and we'll do it all next week. And now we'll see you all next week, and
Spoilers,
have a
it's
great
not
evening.
season 5.
I'm such an awesome guy.